This is Hank.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good indeed.
Thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview with me.
My pleasure, for sure.
So, I just got to talk to Sean back on Friday about the new album, and it's an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you as well about the debut album of Denner Shermann. So my first question is, how did this come about to create this project?
Yeah, it started in 2013. Me and Michael, I called Michael and say, hey Michael, I think we should do some kind of celebration for Mercyful Fate's Melissa album, since it's 30th anniversary, and no one will probably do anything, so why not celebrate ourselves, for the fans. So that was the first step that eventually led to me and Michael suddenly got the idea, hey, this is really, why not make a new band, and so slowly that idea emerged into our minds, and that's how it all started. And then in 2014, when we did the celebration for Don't Break the Oath album, the idea was already born. We were already singing into singers and the next step and all that. So and then we made an announcement on on the internet and saying that, hey, me and Mike are back together, joining forces, and here we are. So that was the beginning, sure.
Oh, fantastic. And I'm glad to see it too, because it would be a shame not to have celebrated such a legendary album 30 years after it came out. And I'm glad that sparked the idea of being able to continue to work, and now with new music, with a great EP that came out last year and a fantastic debut album that's going to be coming out shortly.
Yeah, first of all, we were really very determined on the style. I mean, the style would just be basically me creating songs like I've always done back in the days with Mercyful Fate. So we weren't like that 80s type of period where we feel we are best, and so that is like second nature to me, doing songs like that. Michael is also really into the 80s metal and all the cool stuff from the 70s. So that was like a set direction we wanted to go in. And then out of the blue, Sean sent me an email, say, hey, this is Sean, I'm a metal singer for Cage, maybe in Cage you need a vocalist, I would certainly be interested. And then that, of course, made us curious, and we knew who we were, but we had to check out a few of the Cage albums, and what we heard was really cool. We heard that he had that signature tone to his vocals that was so important for us, because we didn't want to have a generic type of metal singer that just couldn't do loud screams. It had to be one that you can recognize and have a pleasant, nice tone, so Sean had it all. So the horror voice, the high screams, like the melodic vocals, and so he's pretty versatile and fitted perfectly with the vision that we had when we started.
Yeah, I totally see that as well from the EP that came out last year, and hearing it even more on Masters of Evil now. It's just the diversity that you guys have in the band and what Sean can do with his vocals. It is a perfect blend for what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, Sean instantly understands what to get out of it, and maybe what we would like to hear, but also, I mean, he's so experienced, also with him doing the many Cage albums since 1992 or whatnot. But so, it was also important for us not to have a too young of a guy. So Sean is not the same age, but close to being. He's slightly younger, but so we have the same inspiration. We are on the same musical level. And that's also very important, and he really easily understands and have a lot of inspiration, really creative, can do lyrics any time of day, and in any genre, any direction. So that really makes it also interesting that on these 8 tracks we have on Masters of Evil, they're all different. There's no 2 songs that sounds musically the same, and the vocal and the lyrics also goes in many different directions. So hopefully it will be, a nice experience for any metal fan, and especially for the loyal fans that me and Michael have.
As being one of those loyal fans, I can easily say, with many repeated listens since I was graciously presented the promo from Metal Blade, this is easily one of my favorite albums of the year, and I think any fan of you guys and what you've done with Mercyful Fate, and anyone who enjoyed the previous EP, will absolutely love what they hear with Masters of Evil.
That's our hope, but first of all, when we did record and create and decide on this and that part, I mean, that's first of all, if we are satisfied and happy with it, then hopefully, like the fans, also sings the same. So it's very important that, that we really, feel good about the songs. And, it is like going, following up on the first EP is a little difficult because we can go in many different directions. We could have chosen to go full speed, heavy metal, painkiller songs all the way, but that's not really us. I mean, back in the days, Mercyful Fate was really like half-beat songs, really slow, groovy stuff, a lot of stuff, a lot of time changes. I think all of these songs have time changes, up to 3 or 4 time changes per song, maybe, or some of them, and that's how we want to play around, have fun with the music, to create different atmosphere and moods, and yeah.
Do you have any particular favorite songs that are on the album?
Yeah, I think personally, the songwriting and as a song, Son of Satan is my favorite. I think that song turned out just perfectly. I spent maybe 2 weeks totally focused on every detail, retweaking and putting in parts, taking them out again, put back in and all that. And then Sean came up with a perfect set of vocals. All that goes, into like more like an epic type of song. And I really, I'm pretty proud of that song. And also the Baroness is a song that is like typical, my signature of songwriting, the music. And so that's also one of the cooler ones. But Son of Satan, I think, is my favorite at this point, yeah.
Oh, very cool. Those are 2 of my favorites on the album as well. My personal favorite is Pentagram and the Cross, because I just love that intro, and that chorus is simply fantastic. It'd be great to hear all of those songs in a live setting.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think we will choose, we are about to do a set list for the upcoming shows. I think we are on to now, we are playing 5 songs of Masters of Evil, then we will play all of the songs for the EP, and then we will play 3 or 4 Mercyful Fate songs. So it will be like a good chance to experience some of the history where me and Michael comes from, and also most of the material for both album releases.
Do you feel there's any major changes from playing Mercyful Fate songs now compared to doing new music with the new project?
Yeah, of course, when we perform the Mercyful Fate songs, I mean, that's just plain fun. I mean, me and Mike, wow, cool, the beginning of Evil, da 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 da, that's like so classic. We have done it millions of times, and that just gets you in a good mood. Of course, it's not King singing, and it's not Timmy playing and Kim Ross and all that, but I mean, it's a fun thing, and playing and recording is of course different from back then. We are, all old guys now. We are, everyone in the band, almost more than 50 years, right? That makes a little difference in the way that when you're 22 and go in and record Melissa, it's like, wow, excitement, awesome. And now we have tried it all. We have recorded 25 albums. We are touring the world many times and all that. So now we have to focus like on the details in the songwriting, make sure that everything is really cool. And then we just had to cut it back on, everything called partying and all the crazy things we did back in the days. Now it's a little different on a daily basis. It's different, but I mean, the focus is on the music and the band's image and, getting it out there. That's more what we focus on.
Oh, very nice. Were there any riffs that were on the EP or the album that were written during the days of Mercyful Fate, or was this all brand new material once you started getting together on this project?
This was all new written material, except for the song Satan's Tomb. So Satan's Tomb was actually a song that I was contacted by the Megadeth guys to write a song in the style of Mercyful Fate, and so I spent quite some time making a song that had that ingredients of being a little Mercyful Fate, flair to it, and Then for some reason the contact ended, and I think they had some internal problems in the band and all that. So I just ended up with keeping the song myself. And when me and Michael formed Dinner Sherman and Sean Pick needed a song, then I shipped that song to Sean, and that turned out to Satan's Tomb. So Satan's Tomb song were initially meant to be a Megadeth, I don't know what type of project they went to, but turned out to be a cool song, for Dinner Sherman. I did add some different riff, prior to the, compared to the Megadeth version, but it's a little fun story for sure, and it turned out great, and that is like the essential ingredients of Dinner Sherman. It has all the classic 80s type of riff, the guitar duels, and half beats, and a lot of fun stuff going on.
Oh, very much so. When I first heard Satan's Tomb, I knew I was instantly going to be hooked into this project, and I was really hoping it was going to be more than just an EP, and I was so happy to see that it's become a full-fledged band now with a brand new album full of brand new tracks.
Yeah, I mean, that was like our intention all the way. So we really, because when we started, we already knew that we were only going to do an EP, 4 songs. I say, we say, hey, Michael, I think that's a really good start for us. I mean, we shouldn't go out with 8 songs, and also we didn't have a recording contract at the time. So what happened was that we started recording with our own, putting our own money into the recording studios and stuff. And in that process, we ended up getting a recording agreement with Metal Blade Records, so they took over and make things happen, and so that was perfect, and they were okay with us releasing an EP. Normally record labels are not too happy releasing EPs, because it's not cost effective and all that, no. But I think it was a perfect thing, having a little appetizer for what Dinner Sherman is about, and now we can come out with a full length album, and a certain amount of people know of the band beforehand. So I think that's a much better strategy all along.
Yeah, it's definitely a great way to go about it. It's getting that initial hit out there, and then having such a great label as Metal Blade being able to promote the debut album and get the name out there and help with touring and getting that recognition that you guys deserve. It's definitely a great way to go about it.
Yeah, and Metal Blade, we Mercyful Fate signed with Metal Blade in 1992. We are still on Metal Blade with Mercyful Fate. Now they signed King Diamond Band and also signed Dinner Sherman. So I mean, it is one big family on Metal Blade, and they have really great street credibility, and they really know how to make a band feel good, and also to help the band the best possible way. So that's really nice for us to have a good label, because some of the other projects me and Michael have had in the past were like on very small labels that fucked up or went bankrupt and didn't go nowhere. So that basically were part of us disbanding the band. So we're feeling good hands for sure with Metal Blade. So that's something we are pretty feel good about.
Oh, and it's definitely something to be feeling good about too. I mean, from everything that I've heard from you guys, it feels like you guys are just so completely tight together. The more that I listen to the album, I really feel that diversity that's going on now, and I can see it for future projects and albums as well. Just the band is just going to be getting stronger and stronger from here on out.
Yeah, the songwriting is stepped up now. The EP was the first time working with Sean. First time, getting with, we have been recording with Snowy before on the Time Mercyful Fate album and on touring and stuff, but now we are more bonding as a songwriting team, as a band, as friends, and that really helped kind of shape this album. And also on top of that, the selection and the musician that me and Michael have chosen for the album is not like coincidentally. It's like, maybe we have one of the most signature drummers in the world, Snowy Shaw. We have an incredibly talented bass player, Mark Grabowski, and a very versatile, totally Mr. Metal, Sean Peck. So, and on top of that, all of those guys, including ourselves, have almost totally freedom, meaning that they have fun doing and recording the stuff. So Mark can really, go crazy on the bass. Snowy can totally go nuts on the, so I think that also creates something very special, that you have 5 individuals really, being free and just having fun with it. I think that's something that you can hear on the tracks, and still making it sound like it's a cool band. It's not like everyone is just jamming and show off. It's like really like we are playing around with it and having fun with it, and that's and have everyone has freedom, and I think that's very important.
Oh, I couldn't possibly agree more. I mean, sometimes when you hear of these kind of groups getting together where everyone in the band is very notable from other projects, sometimes they put out an album that's very substandard or something that you were really hoping it wouldn't be. But when I heard about Denner Shermann and I saw the lineup, I just knew that it wasn't going to fail me, because I just know that in these days, just hearing that Mercyful Fate tone in 2015 and 16 was a great direction for you guys to go in, and getting the entire lineup, all 5 of you guys, being able to just get that classic sound and making it just a little bit more diverse as well. It was just perfection on your guys' part.
Yeah, I think like it for us, me and Michael, making the songs, building them up. I mean, that's the easy part, because that's what we have been doing, for 35 years. Me and Michael have a sound together, so that's what we are bringing that historical sound with us into this band. Michael's lead playing, my lead playing, and our rhythm guitar sound, is what we're adding there. So that is of course recognizable, and my songwriting style is also very different maybe from a lot of other bands, and has that kind of signature, and of course very reminiscent of some parts of Mercyful Fate and some parts of the old albums. That's since I also did those songs, it's not a surprise. So me and Michael are really enjoying it, because we see it basically acknowledge, okay, Michael, let's start from scratch. I mean, maybe we did some cool records back in 40 years, 30 years ago, but now we are starting all over. So we have that attitude of we are starting from the beginning and just have fun with it, trying to get that cool moments and feel you have like that we had also being in early Mercyful Fate. I mean, running around being 22 years old and did a lot of fun stuff. So we also make sure that we are enjoying the process here and enjoying the moments of, wow, this is our second album and what a cool cover, and Michael, that's a cool solo. I mean, so we're really like enjoying it, and that really feels good.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that too, because I wouldn't want you guys to just go out there to play just to play. I was really hoping that you guys were in it because you wanted to play yourselves and create new music and do it for all the right reasons, and I'm glad to hear that is the case.
Yeah, and also this is like very authentic. I mean, me and Michael are bringing that 80s vibe back into it, and it seems to in my opinion unique set of songs, and some authentic there's an authentic sound about it, and that's what we personally like ourselves, and so far so good. We are really excited for this release.
Oh, fantastic. So what are the plans for the band for the rest of the year?
We are having the guys coming flying into Copenhagen on the beginning of July. We are rehearsing for a festival show in Denmark on July 8th. Then we have a festival show in Hamburg in Germany on Headbangers Open Air. We're playing there, and so the guys are flying back into Copenhagen. So there's a lot of transatlantic flights going on. That is how to deal with it, of course. But and then we are planning on a European tour in September. United States, maybe Canada is going looking into October, and then maybe South America, depending on a lot of things. And all that can change around. Maybe we'll do US first. Maybe we'll do depending on the reaction of the album coming out. We'll see sweeping the market. Our booking agents are already sweeping the market, the clubs and all that. So we are working hard to get some cool shows in order to also support the album here.
Oh, fantastic. If you guys come anywhere within me for United States touring, I will definitely be there, because I've always wanted to see you play, and I couldn't be possibly happier to see you playing with Denner Shermann.
Cool. That's for sure we're coming to the States. We just need to, confirm it. I think like it will be, we're doing an East Coast, maybe Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, something like that. And then on another stint, we are going to do the West Coast and maybe Mexico. So we'll probably split it in two tours.
Oh, fantastic. From the sounds of it, unless there's more dates to it, that would be Chicago for me for being the closest one, so I'll definitely try to make that out when things get official.
I mean, you cannot go to United States to play metal and then don't play Chicago. I mean, that's a must. I mean, Chicago might be the best metal city, I think. New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, maybe to these days it's okay. But, Chicago, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Detroit, New York, Philadelphia, that's really like metal, cities in my opinion. And San Francisco, obviously, for the Bay Area fresh, legendary 80s time frame there. So for sure, yeah.
So would it be safe to say that Denner Shermann is the main focus that you have going forward?
That is like now going out and support the album. Now we have taken the step to establish our self as a band, showing to the world and to the fans, hey, this is not a project. Now we're on our first full-length album. Then our mission is to support it as much as we can, as it allows us to do it, because there's a lot of logistics and, money involved in this going on tour. So hopefully we will be able to do it. And then I would guess new songwriting coming along in the autumn, just as a natural thing.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I will cut it right there, since we're coming up on 25 minutes, but I probably have several hours worth of questions I would love to ask you, but I will save that for the next time I get an opportunity to talk to you. But thank you.
Josh.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview and making a lifelong Mercyful Fate fan very happy. Before we're done...
I'm glad to hear, for sure.
Oh, fantastic. Before we're done, is there anything else you'd like to mention that I haven't brought up yet?
I think we have been around it. I mean, June 24th, Masters of Evil, Denner Shermann, new album. You had to go out and, check it out. That's a guarantee with it, so